Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Out of the Park Baseball 18 in the 2017 season with a drafted Reds team. It's the final series of the season. I'm a game up on the Pirates, my second place competition. And if I win out, I'll be able to win the division. So I'm going to check Ian Kennedy, the starter for the Cubs today. I'm going to check his splits, see who I'm going to play. Lefties hit considerably better against him, so that seems like a plan. And we'll go ahead and play the game. Now, I've been playing Eric Jagiello because he was hot. He's cooled down. He's hitting 233 now. He still has a 915 OPS. I don't know. I might play him anyway. I might play him down in the lineup, though. I think Derek Fisher, well, he was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts in the last game. But he's been playing a little bit better lately. So I think I'm going to play him today. Aaron Judge has been hitting quite a bit better lately. He had a bad game the last game, but then again, everybody did. We lost 5-0. So I don't know if that's anything I should hold against him. I might play Carson Kelly today as opposed to Oscar Hernandez. Andrelton Simmons as always. And since Jagiello is... well, Mike Ford's not hitting very well either, but I've been mostly pinch hitting with him. I'm going to see how he plays in a game. We'll play him instead of Jagiello today. Alright. Welcome to Wrigley Field in Chicago, where the Chicago Cubs are hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Starting today for the Cubs, the right-hand pitcher Ian Kennedy. Kennedy 9-11 with a 4.97 ERA. He struck out 146 batters in 154 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Reds second baseman Ozzie Albies. Albies hitting 309 with 8 RBIs. 0-1 to count. Fly ball to right center field, gets off the wall. Albies into third with a triple to lead off the game. He's 90 feet away for the center fielder Lewis Brinson. Brinson hitting 258 on the season with 20 home runs and 67 RBIs. Kane delivers the 2-2 pitch. Strikes out Brinson for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Albie's still down at first base. Jurickson Profar steps to the plate. Profar playing third base today for the Reds, hitting 287 with 10 home runs and 52 RBIs. Kennedy delivers. Fly ball to short left field. Not deep enough for Albies to tag up on. Duvall puts it away, and the Reds now have 2 outs in the inning, and Aaron Judge comes to the plate. Judge playing right field today, hitting 239 with 11 home runs and 32 RBIs. Kennedy strikes him out to end the inning. The Reds get a leadoff triple from Ozzie Albies, but they can't do anything with it. They strand him, and there's no score after a half inning here in Chicago. Leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the first, Jonathan Villar. Villar, the shortstop, hitting .257 with 17 home runs and 73 RBIs. He'll be facing the Reds pitcher Tyler Skaggs. Skaggs 10-7 with a 3.29 ERA. He struck out 127 batters in 169 2/3 innings pitched. Looper to right center field. Gets down in front of Brinson for a base hit for Villar. He's on it first with excellent speed for the second baseman Jose Altuve. Altuve hitting .307 on the season with 19 home runs and 79 RBIs. Skaggs throws to first. Villar back. Checks the runner, delivers to Altuve at the plate. Ground ball back to the mound. Skaggs jumps off the mound, fields it, throws to the shortstop at second, on to first. It's a 1-6-3 double play, and the Reds now have 2 outs in the inning for the left fielder Adam Duvall. Duvall hitting .253 with 17 home runs and 46 RBIs. Skaggs delivers the 1-2 pitch to Duvall. Line shot to deep left field. Fisher makes the catch just short of the wall on the track. And the Cubs go down here in the bottom of the first. They fail to score 0-0 after 1 in Chicago. The left fielder Derek Fisher to lead off for the Reds in the top of the second. Fisher hitting .221 with 4 home runs and 15 RBIs. Kennedy strikes him out to begin the inning. 1 down. The catcher Carson Kelly steps in. Kelly hitting .230 with 6 home runs and 32 RBIs.
Strike 3, you're out.
Kennedy strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The first baseman Mike Ford stands in. Ford hitting .167 with an RBI.
Strike 3.
Kennedy strikes him out to end the inning. Kennedy's got good stuff today. After 1.5, no score in Chicago. Leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the second, Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen playing right field today, hitting .260 with 19 home runs and 66 RBIs. Skaggs delivers. Line shot to left field. Gets down and back to the wall for McCutchen. He's into second base with a double. He'll be in scoring position with nobody out for the third baseman, Luis Valbuena. Valbuena hitting .251 with 10 home runs and 56 RBIs. Line shot to center field. Brinson over, picks it off. McCutchen has to stay at second base. There's now 1 out in the inning for the center fielder, Andrew Toles. Toles hitting .262 with 5 home runs and 51 RBIs. Skaggs checks the runner. McCutchen delivers to Toles at the plate. Looked like that was squib foul, but I guess it was a fair ball. Kelly out to field it, throws out Toles at first. 2 outs in the inning. McCutchen moves up to third on the play. He's now 90 feet away for the first baseman, Howie Kendrick. Kendrick hitting .243 with 2 home runs and 22 RBIs. It's interesting that he would choose to play choose to play Kendrick at first as opposed to Duvall. Oh well. 2 down, McCutchen at third. Skaggs delivers to Kendrick. The 1-1 pitch. Looper to center field. Brinson coming in on it. Makes a catch, and the Cubs are retired here in the bottom of the second. They strand a runner, fail to score. It's 0-0 after 2 in Chicago. Tyler Skaggs to lead off the top of the third for the Reds. Skaggs hitting .185 on the season with 3 RBIs. Liner to right field, gets down in front of McCutchen for a base hit. Skaggs on at first, nobody out in the inning. The shortstop Andrelton Simmons at the plate. Simmons hitting .241 with 6 home runs and 42 RBIs. Top ground ball back to short. Villar gets a glove on it, but he has nowhere to go. All hands are safe. And the Reds now have runners at first and second with nobody out for the leadoff hitter, Ozzie Albies. Albies 1 for 1 on the day. He led off the game with a triple. Ground ball to second base. It goes 4-6 to get the force on Simmons. Skaggs moves up to third. The Reds now have runners at the corners with 1 out for the center fielder, Lewis Brinson. Brinson 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out in the first inning. Excuse me. Albies down at first. Let's see. Rupp's got a good arm. Ian Kennedy can hold runners, so we're going to play station to station here. 3-1 pitch to Brinson. Looper to center field. Tolles makes the catch. Skaggs is able to tag up from third and score, and the Reds now have a lead in the top of the third, 1-0. Albies still down at first. Jerks and Profar at the plate. Profar 0 for 1 on the day. They give Albies the green light. He takes off for second base. Oh, they throw it into center field. Albies moves up to third on the error. The Reds now have a runner 90 feet away with 2 out in the inning for Profar. Kennedy delivers the 0-1 pitch. Profar with a ground ball back up the middle. Altuve up with it, throws out Profar at first base, and the Reds go down here in the top of the third. They score a run. They lead the Cubs 1-0 after 2.5. Ian Kennedy to lead off for the Cubs here in the bottom of the third. Kennedy hitting .239 with a couple RBIs. Ground ball down to third base. Profar up with it, throws out Kennedy at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The catcher Cameron Rupp stands in. Rupp hitting .201 with 5 home runs and 12 RBIs. Fly ball to center field. Brinson under it, puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The leadoff hitter and shortstop Jonathan Villar stands in. Villar 1 for 1 today. Skaggs delivers. Strikes out Villar to end the inning. The Cubs go down 1-2-3 in their half of the third inning. They trail the Reds 1-0 here in Chicago. Aaron Judge to lead off the top of the fourth for the Reds. Judge 0 for 1. Looper to right field. McCutchen makes the catch in the gap for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Derek Fisher steps to the plate. Fisher 0 for 1.
Strike 3, you're out.
Kennedy strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Carson Kelly stands in. Kelly 0 for 1. Kennedy plunks him. He'll be down at first base with 2 down for the first baseman Mike Ford. Ford 0 for 1. Hard hit ball down the left field line. Base hit for Ford. Rounding third and trying to score is Kelly. He'll be in on the Ford RBI double. And the Reds now lead the Cubs 2-0 here in the top of the fourth. Ford out at second base in scoring position for the pitcher Tyler Skaggs. Skaggs 1 for 1 today. Looper to left field. It gets down for a base hit for Skaggs. He's 2 for 2 on the day. Ford's going to score from second. And the Reds now lead 3-0 here in the fourth. 2 outs in the inning. Andrelton Simmons at the plate. Simmons, the shortstop, 1 for 1. Skaggs down at first. Kennedy delivers the 1-0 pitch. Line shot to left field. Oh no. Duvall drops it. It'll be a 2-base error on Duvall. Skaggs moves up to third. Simmons into second. The Reds now have runners at second and third with 2 outs for the second baseman Ozzie Albies. Albies 1 for 2. Kennedy delivers the 1-2 pitch. Hard hit ball down to first. Kendrick up with it, takes to the bag himself. And the Reds are retired here in the top of the fourth. They score 2 runs. They now lead the Cubs 3-0 after 3.5 here in Chicago. Jose Altuve to lead off for the Cubs here in the bottom of the fourth. The second baseman 0 for 1. High fly ball to center field. Brinson drifts over to his right to make the catch for the first out of the inning. One down. Adam Duvall steps to the plate. The left fielder 0 for 1. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base with one down for the right fielder Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen 1 for 1 today. Skaggs throws over to first. Duvall back. Checks the runner. Delivers to McCutchen at the plate. Duvall trying to steal second. He's in there safely. He's now in scoring position with one out for McCutchen. 2-2 pitch. Looper to right center field. Gets down for a base hit for McCutchen. Duvall's trying to score from second. And the right fielder Judge is able to throw him out at the plate. Now 2 outs in the inning. McCutchen at first base. The third baseman Luis Valbuena at the plate. Valbuena 0 for 1. Hard ground ball to second. Albies up with it. Throws out Valbuena at first. And the Cubs are retired here in the bottom of the fourth. They threaten, fail to score, and they still trail the Reds 3-0 after 4 here in Chicago. Lewis Brinson, the leadoff for the Reds in the top of the fifth. He's 0 for 1 with an RBI sacrifice fly. Kennedy delivers the 1-0 pitch, top ground ball to second. Altuve up with it. Throws out Brinson at first for the first out of the inning. One down, Jurickson Profar stands in, the third baseman 0 for 2. Ground ball to second. Altuve up with it, throws out Profar at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Aaron Judge stands in, the right fielder 0 for 2. He did throw out a runner at home plate last inning to save a run. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base with 2 down for the left fielder Derek Fisher. Fisher 0 for 2. Hard hit ball down the right field line. Gets back to the corner for Fisher. Judge is rounding third. He's trying to score. Fisher into second with a double. And the engine's acting goofy again. Fisher has a double. Judge scored on the play. The Reds now lead 4-0 here in the top of the fifth. Fisher out at second base with 2 outs for the catcher Carson Kelly. Kelly 0 for 1. He's drawn a... Oh yeah, he was hit by a pitch, I believe. New pitcher for the Cubs, Hisashi Iwakuma. Iwakuma 6-10 with a 3.87 ERA. He struck out 104 batters in 137 1/3 innings pitched. He delivers the pitch to Kelly. Ground ball down to first base. Kendrick up with it, takes to the bag himself, and the Reds are retired here in the top of the fifth. They score a run. They extend their lead to 4. It's now 4-0 after 4.5 here in Chicago. Andrew Toles to lead off the bottom of the fifth for the Cubs. The center fielder 0 for 1.
Strike 3, you're out.
Skaggs strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Howie Kendrick stands in, the first baseman 0 for 1. Hit past the shortstop in the left field for a base hit for Kendrick. He'll be on at first base with 1 out for the pitcher Hisashi Iwakuma. Iwakuma hitting 103 with an RBI on the season. He gets a bunt down. Only plays to first. They throw out Iwakuma. Kendrick moves up to second. He's now in scoring position with 2 outs for the catcher Cameron Rupp. Rupp hitting 0 for 1 on the day. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first with 2 outs for the leadoff hitter Jonathan Villar. Villar 1 for 2 on the day. Skaggs checks the runners, delivers to Villar at the plate. Strikes him out to end the inning. The Cubs strand 2 runners, fail to score. They trail the Reds 4-0 after 5 here in Chicago. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the 6th, Mike Ford. Ford 1 for 2 today with an RBI double. High fly ball to right center field. McCutchen over. Makes the catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The pitcher Tyler Skaggs stands in. Skaggs a perfect 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Iwakuma strikes him out here for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Andrelton Simmons stands in. The shortstop 1 for 2. Liner to left field. Deep and back off the wall. Simmons into second with a double. He'll be there in scoring position with 2 down for the second baseman Ozzie Albies. Albies 1 for 3 today. Ground ball back up the middle. Altuve up with it, throws out Albies at first, and the Reds go down here in the top of the 6th. They strand a runner in scoring position. They fail to score, but they lead the Cubs 4-0 after 5.5 in here in Chicago. Jose Altuve to lead off for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 6th. He's 0 for 2. Skaggs strikes him out to begin the inning. 1 down. Adam Duvall steps to plate. Duvall 0 for 1. I believe he was hit by a pitch. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws out Duvall at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Andrew McCutchen stands in. McCutchen a perfect 2 for 2 on the day. Liner to left center field gets down for a base hit for McCutchen. He's now 3 for 3. He'll be on at first base with 2 down for the third baseman Luis Valbuena. Valbuena 0 for 2. Skaggs throws over to first. McCutchen back. Checks the runner. Delivers to Valbuena at the plate. Ground ball down to first base. Ford up with it. Takes to the bag himself. And the Cubs are retired here in the bottom of the 6th. They strand a runner. Fail to score. They trail the Reds 4-0 after 6 here in Chicago. Let's see. How many pitches does Skaggs have now? 88. It would probably be silly, the way this game works, it'd probably be silly to send him out there for the 7th inning, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Lewis Brinson to lead off for the top of the 7th for the Reds. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a sacrifice fly. Hard hit past the first baseman into right field for a base hit. Brinson on first with nobody out for the third baseman Jurickson Profar. Profar 0 for 3 today. Looks like that might be, no, is a wild pitch. Brinson moves up to second on the play. He's now in scoring position with nobody out for Profar. Let's see, 3-0 the count. Iwakuma looks wild. We're going to go ahead and take a pitch here. Profar draws a walk. The Reds now have runners at first and second for the right fielder Aaron Judge. Now I've got a decision to make. Judge has a ton of power. Iwakuma has just walked a batter, putting himself in deeper trouble, and he's probably going to want to throw a strike here. I could instruct Judge to take a pitch, which makes sense, and I'm going to go ahead and let him swing away. If he tries to throw if Iwakuma tries to throw a first pitch strike right down Main Street, hopefully he'll take it deep. All right, Judge to swing away. Runners at first and second. Iwakuma strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The left fielder Derek Fisher stands in. Fisher 1 for 3 today with an RBI. I'm going to go ahead and take a pitch for Fisher. All right. He's found his control now. Hey, Al, how you doing? Runners at first and second, 1 down in the inning. Fisher at the plate. 1-2 the count. High fly ball to left center field. Going back on it, Tolles. He makes the catch just short of the wall. Brinson able to tag up from second and move to third. The Reds now have runners at the corners. I'm fine. It's the last series of the season, so we're going to finish up here. Team's winning. I'm having a good pitching performance from my starter. Things are pretty good for me in OTP land today. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Carson Kelly at the plate, the catcher 0 for 2. He's drawn a walk. New pitcher for the Cubs, Tommy Hunter. Hunter 4-3 with a 3.89 ERA. He struck out 68 batters and 83 in the third innings pitched. He delivers the 0-2 pitch to Kelly. Liner back up the middle, base hit for Kelly. Brenson's going to score from third on the play. The Reds now lead 5-0 over the Cubs. They have runners at first and second with 2 down for the first baseman Mike Ford. Ford 1 for 3 with an RBI. Hunter strikes him out to end the inning. Reds lead the Cubs 5-0 after 6.5. Alright, I had to let it go. Leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 7th, Andrew Tolles, the center fielder 0 for 2. Skaggs delivers. Liner to short. Simmons makes the leaping grab for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The first baseman, Howie Kendrick, stands in. Kendrick 1 for 2. Skaggs delivers. Kendrick draws a walk. He'll be on at first base with 1 down for the pinch hitter Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo hitting .249 on the season with 24 home runs and 85 RBIs. Skaggs throws over to first. Kendrick back, checks the runner, delivers to Rizzo at the plate. Ground ball to the shortstop on the right-hand side of the second base bag. It goes 6-5-3, the double play. And the Cubs are retired here in the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher for the Cubs here in the top of the 8th, Brad Peacock. Peacock 1-1 with a 3.67 ERA. He struck out 41 batters and 41 in 2/3 innings pitched. Let's see, Skaggs. He's got 97 pitches. He's pitched 7 strong innings. I guess I'll go ahead and pinch hit for him. Let me see. We might let Daniel Stump finish off the game. That sounds like a plan. Peacock. Batting splits. Actually, there's not much of a difference. But I'll go ahead and pick a lefty to pinch hit or a switch hitter. We'll let Gonzalez hit since he's supposed to be a big name player. He's riding the pine. Pinch hitting for Tyler Skaggs, Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting .269 with 24 home runs and 66 RBIs. Shift on for Gonzalez. Peacock delivers the 0-2 pitch. Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Andrelton Simmons steps to the plate. The shortstop 2 for 3. Hard hit ball back up the middle. Base hit for Simmons. He's 3 for 4 on the day. He'll be down at first base for the second baseman, Ozzie Albies. Albies, the leadoff hitter, 1 for 4. Peacock delivers to Albies. Line shot to deep right field. Gets off the wall for Albies. Simmons rounding third. He's trying to score. Albies digging for third. And he has an RBI triple. New record, well, tied for the record of number of triples in a game in this particular league. 2 is Albies. He's down at third base, 90 feet away for the center fielder Lewis Brinson. Brinson 1 for 3 today with a sacrifice fly. Peacock delivers. Ground ball down to third base. Valbuena gets a glove on it, but he's got nowhere to go. Albies is going to score from third. Brinson's safe on the infield single. And the Reds now lead 7-0 here in the top of the 8th. Brinson down at first base. Jurickson Profar at the plate. The third baseman 0 for 3. 1 out in the inning. Peacock delivers the 1-0 pitch. It's a wild one. Brinson moves up to second base. He's now in scoring position with 1 down for Profar. Thank you. Let's see. Peacock's being wild, so we're going to take a pitch here. Profar takes a strike. 1-1 delivery. Liner left field through. Brinson scoring from second on the play. RBI single for Profar. He's now at first base with 1 out for the right fielder Aaron Judge. Judge 0 for 3 today. Liner back up the middle, but Altuve had him played that way. Makes a catch for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Derek Fisher steps to the plate. The left fielder 1 for 4 today with an RBI. Profar at first, 2 outs in the inning. Peacock delivers. High, deep drive to right field. That one's not coming back. And the Reds have extended their lead to 10. It's now 10-0 over the Cubs here in the top of the 8th on the Derek Fisher 2-run home run. 2 outs in the inning. Carson Kelly steps to the plate. The catcher 1 for 3 today with an RBI. Hard hit ball passes shortstop into center field for a base hit. Kelly on at first base with 2 outs in the inning for the first baseman Mike Ford.
Strike 3, you're out.
And Peacock strikes him out to end the inning, but the Reds score 5 here in the top of the 8th. They lead the Cubs 10-0 after 7.5. New pitcher for the Reds, Daniel Stump. Stump 2-0 with a 2.51 ERA. Struck out 34 batters in 46 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Cubs catcher Cameron Rupp. Rupp 0 for 1. High deep drive to right field. Rupp got all of that one. Solo home run. And that ends the Reds shutout today. It's now 10-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. Nobody out in the inning. The shortstop Jonathan Villar steps to the plate. Villar 1 for 3. Hard hit ball through the right side of the infield. Base hit for Villar. The Cubs now have a runner at first with nobody out for the second baseman Jose Altuve. Stump had to have... Maybe I should have brought Glover on. Runner first, nobody out. Altuve at the plate. Stump delivers to Altuve. Line shot to third base. Profar picks it off. Throws to first to try to get the runner Villar, who'd strayed a little bit too far off the bag. No go, though. 1 out in the inning. Villar still at first base. Adam Duvall at the plate. Duvall 0 for 2. Stump delivers. Fly ball to right field. Judge settles underneath it. Makes a catch. 2 down in the inning. Villar still at first base. Andrew McCutchen steps to the plate. McCutchen a perfect 3 for 3 on the day.
Strike 3, you're
Stump strikes him out to end the inning. The Cubs score a run. They trail the Reds 10-1 after 8 here in Chicago. I think I'm going to let Stump finish the game. Leading off the Reds, Daniel Stump. Stump 1 for 3 on the season.
Strike 3.
Peacock strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The shortstop, Andrelton Simmons, stands in. Simmons 3 for 4 on the day. New pitcher for the Cubs, Dan Jennings. Ground ball to short. Villara up with it, throws out Simmons at first for the second out of the inning, 2 down. Jennings 7-3 on the season with a 3.91 ERA. He struck out 81 batters in 76 innings pitched. Ozzie Albies, the second baseman, steps to play for the Reds. Albies 2 for 5 today with an RBI. 2 outs in the inning. Jennings delivers the 0-2 pitch. Fly ball to right field. McCutchen under it, makes the catch, and the Reds are retired here in the top of the 9th. They lead the Cubs 10-1 after 8.5 here at Wrigley Field. Leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 9th, Luis Valbuena. Valbuena 0 for 3. Stump delivers the 1-2 pitch.
Strike 3, you're out.
Strikes out Valbuena for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The center fielder Andrew Toll steps in. Toll's 0 for 3. Stump strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Last hope for the Cubs, Howie Kendrick steps to the plate. Kendrick 1 for 2 today. Stump strikes him out to end the game. The Reds win here in Chicago 10-1. Big offensive game. I haven't had one of those, seems like, in a while. I mean, 10-plus runs. I only had a handful of those all season, I think. Good offensive game for most players. Judge wasn't great, but everybody else got some hits. RBIs are all around. Big game for Simmons. Good start for Tyler Skaggs, 7 strong innings. Stump cleaned up. He did give up a home run, but not that big a deal with a 10-run lead. Now let's see. Let's finish today and see where we are in the standings. We're in first place. We're only a game up on the Pirates still. If I can win this game today, that means the Pirates lose. That means we're going to clinch the division, I believe. Hopefully I can. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see who the Pirates are playing today. They're playing the Nationals. And Nationals have a good starter going for them today. I don't know who I'm going to start today, though. I've got Daniel Norris starting the game. Unfortunately, Norris has a day-to-day issue for 1 more day. He's got a herniated disc, and it's supposed to have a moderate influence on throwing. So I'd really rather not start Norris if I don't have to. Everybody else is tired, though. I do have Michael Roth here. I brought him up to be an emergency starter. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and start him. Let's see. Jose De Leon is their pitcher. Let's check his splits. Oh, wow, he's been shutting people down. Very small sample size. Let's see. Well, it's hard to say how things are going to go against him. If we look at his ratings, he's got better stuff versus right-handers than left-handers. So we'll start our lefties. I think Mike Ford had a decent game. Well, 1 for 5. We'll play Eric Jagiello at first base. Derek Fisher had a good game. Simmons had a big game. Move Albies up to lead off. Brinson, Profar, Judge, Fisher. All right, that looks like a good lineup. Welcome to Wrigley Field in Chicago, where the Chicago Cubs are hosting the Cincinnati Reds. See you later, Al. Thanks for watching. Pitching today for the Cubs, Jose De Leon. De Leon 1-1 on the season with a 1.26 ERA. He struck out 28 batters in 28 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Red second baseman Ozzie Albies. Albies hitting .310 with 9 RBIs on the season. (1-0) the count to Albies. De Leon delivers. Ground ball down to first base. Duvall up with it, takes to the bag himself. Albies is retired for the first out of the inning. 1 down, Lewis Brinson steps to the plate. Brinson hitting .260 with 20 home runs and 69 RBIs. Fly ball to deep right field. McCutchen makes the grab in foul territory for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Jurickson Profar stands in, the third baseman, hitting .287 with 10 home runs and 53 RBIs. Ground ball through the right side of the infield, base hit for Profar. He'll be on at first base with 2 down for the right fielder Aaron Judge. Judge hitting .236 with 11 home runs and 32 RBIs. Fly ball to right center field. McCutchen over, puts it away for the last out here in the top of the first. And the Reds are retired. They fail to score. No score in Chicago after a half inning. Pitching today for the Reds, Michael Roth, the left-hand pitcher, 1-0 on the season with a 1.23 ERA. He struck out 3 batters in 7 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Cubs shortstop Wilmer Difo. Difo hitting .233 with a couple RBIs. Liner to right center field, gets down for a base hit for Difo. He'll be on at first with excellent speed for the second baseman Jose Altuve. Altuve hitting .305 with 19 home runs and 79 RBIs. Roth throws to first, Difo back. Checks the runner, delivers to Altuve at the plate. Snap throw to first. Not in time to get Difo. High fly ball to center field. Brinson over, sells underneath it. He drops it. All hands are safe. The Cubs now have runners at second and third. On the Lewis Brinson error, Andrew McCutchen at the plate. Oh, for crying out loud. I thought we got out of that. I could try and make this a bullpen day. Runners at second and third, nobody out in the inning. Andrew McCutchen at the plate. McCutchen hitting .264 with 19 home runs and 66 RBIs. Roth delivers, fly ball to right field. That'll probably be deep enough to score the runner from third. He tags up. Difo's in safely, and the Cubs have a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. 1 out in the inning, Howie Kendrick steps to the plate. Kendrick, the left fielder today, hitting .244 with 2 home runs and 22 RBIs. Roth delivers. Ground ball to short. Simmons throws out Kendrick at first. There are now 2 outs in the inning. Jose Altuve is 90 feet away at third base. And Cameron Rupp steps to the plate. The Cubs catcher hitting .205 with 6 home runs and 13 RBIs. Roth delivers. Ground ball to second. Always up with it. Throws to Jagiello to cut down Rupp. And the Reds get out of the inning here They give up a run. They now trail the Cubs 1-0 after 1 here in Chicago. Derek Fisher to lead off the inning for the Reds in the second. Fisher, the left fielder, hitting .227 with 5 home runs and 18 RBIs. Ground ball down to third base. Garcia gloves it, but he has no chance at first. Fisher on with an infield single. He's down at first base with nobody out for the catcher, Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez hitting .265 with 13 home runs and 53 RBIs. Fisher gets the green light. Takes off for second base. He's in there safely with his 5th stolen base this season. He's now in scoring position with nobody out for Hernandez. 1-1 the count. Looper to short center. Out to make the catch, Altuve for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Eric Jagiello steps to the plate. The Reds' first baseman hitting .233 with 5 home runs and 14 RBIs. Fly ball to short right center field. Toles under it, makes the catch for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings the pitcher Michael Roth to the plate. Roth 2 for 3 on the season with a couple RBIs. Liner to short. Defoe picks it off. And the Reds go down here in the top of the second. They strand a runner in scoring position. They fail to score. And they trail the Cubs 1-0 after 1.5. Adam Duvall to lead off for the Cubs here in the bottom of the second. Duvall hitting .251 with 17 home runs and 46 RBIs. Ground ball to second. Albies up with it. Throws out Duvall at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Adonis Garcia steps to the plate. Garcia playing third base today, hitting .213 with 7 home runs and 23 RBIs. Liner through the right side of the infield. Base hit for Garcia. He's on at first with good speed for the pitcher Jose De Leon. De Leon 0 for 10 on the season. He'll probably be called on to bunt here. Roth throws to first. Liner back up the middle. They didn't bunt. Garcia trying to move up to third on the play. He's in there safely. And the Cubs now have runners on the corners with 1 out for the center fielder Andrew Toles. Oh boy. Strom really isn't going to do me any good, is he? Alright, runners the corners, 1 out. Toles at the plate. Roth delivers to Toles. Ground ball down to first base. Jagiello takes it to the bag himself. Toles is retired. The runner Garcia scores from third. De Leon moves up to second on the play. Cubs now have a runner at second with 2 outs for the shortstop Wilmer Defoe. Let's see, Defoe's a switch hitter. He's 1 for 1 on the day. I'm going to go ahead and leave Roth in to face Defoe. 2 down. Roth delivers the pitch. Liner to deep left field, gets back to the corner for Defoe. He's into second with a double. De Leon scores from second. And the Cubs now have a 3-0 lead over the Reds in the bottom of the second. Defoe at second with good speed. Two outs in the inning. Jose Altuve at the plate. New pitcher for the Reds, Brian Ellington. Ellington, with no record on the season and a 5 ERA, struck out 15 batters in 9 innings pitched. He delivers to Altuve the 1-2 pitch. Strikes him out to end the inning. The Cubs score 2. They now lead the Reds 3-0 after 2 here in Wrigley Field. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the third, Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop, hitting .245 with 6 home runs and 42 RBIs. Fly ball to left center field. Toll's under. It makes the catch for the first out of the inning. One down. Ozzie Albies steps to the plate. Albies 0 for 1. Tries to get a bunt down. De Leon up with it. Throws out Albies at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The center fielder, Lewis Brinson, steps in. Brinson 0 for 1. De Leon strikes him out to end the inning. Reds go down 1-2-3 in the top of the third. They trail the Cubs 3-0 after 2.5. Leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the third, Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen, I believe he had a sacrifice fly. Liner down to first base. Jagiello picks him up, picks it off. 1 down. Howie Kendrick steps to the plate. Kendrick, the left fielder, 0 for 1. Ground ball to second. Albies up with it. Throws out Kendrick at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The catcher, Cameron Rupp, stands in. Rupp 0 for 1. Ellington strikes him out to end the inning. Cubs go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third. They lead the Reds 3-0 after 3 here at Wrigley Field. Jurickson Profar to lead off for the Reds in the top of the fourth. The third baseman 1 for 1. Looper to left center field. Kendrick makes the catch in the gap for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Aaron Judge steps to the plate. Judge 0 for 1. High deep drive to center field. Toll's under. It makes the catch just short of the wall for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Derek Fisher steps to the plate. Let's see. Fisher 1 for 1 on the day. High fly ball to left center field. Kendrick under it makes the catch for the last out here in the bottom, or top of the fourth. The Reds go down 1-2-3. They trail the Cubs 3-0 after 3.5. Adam Duvall to lead off for the Cubs here in the bottom of the fourth. He's 0 for 1. Fly ball to left center field. Fisher over, makes a catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Adonis Garcia stands in. Garcia 1 for 1 today. He draws a walk. He'll be on at first base with 1 down for the pitcher Jose De Leon. Ellington throws over, Garcia back. Ellington checks the runner, delivers to De Leon at the plate. Garcia trying to steal. He's now in scoring position with 1 out for De Leon. De Leon 1 for 1 today. Fly ball to left field. Fisher in on it, makes the catch. 2 down in the inning. Andrew Toll steps to the plate. Toll's 0 for 1. New pitcher for the Reds, Matt Strahm. Strahm 2-5 with a 6.95 ERA. Struck out 44 batters in 55 2/3 innings pitched. It's a wild pitch. Runner Garcia moves up to third. 3-0 the count to Tolles. He draws a walk here. He'll be on it. Now the Cubs have runners at the corners with 2 outs for the shortstop Wilmer Difo. Difo 2 for 2 today with an RBI. Liner to deep center field. Gets down for a base hit for Difo. 2 runs are going to score on the double. And the Cubs now lead 5-0. I guess it's teaching me never to pitch Strahm. Strom was an effective reliever at the beginning of the season. I tried to make him a starter, and apparently it ruined him. Oh, man. Well, I guess we're going to make a double switch here. We'll get Ryan Garten into the game to pitch. Double switch for the Reds, taking over in left field for Derek Fisher, Mark Payton. New pitcher, Ryan Garten. Garten, no record on the season, has yet to give up a run, has 6 strikeouts in 5 innings pitched. Garten will be facing Jose Altuve with 2 outs and Wilmer Difo at second base. The Cubs now lead the Reds 5-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Garten delivers the 3-2 pitch. Altuve works a walk. He'll be on at first base. Cubs now have runners at first and second with 2 outs for the right fielder Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. Oh, McCutchen draws a walk. Now the Cubs have the bases loaded with 2 down for the left fielder Howie Kendrick. Kendrick 0 for 2. Top ground ball back to the pitcher. Garten has it, throws out Kendrick at first. And mercifully, the inning is over here in the bottom of the 4th. Cubs scored 2. They now lead the Reds 5-0 after 4 at Wrigley Field. Oscar Hernandez to lead off for the Reds here in the top of the 5th. Hernandez 0 for 1. Looper to center field. Toles in on it, makes a nice catch to retire Hernandez. 1 down in the inning. Eric Jagiello steps to plate, the first baseman 0 for 1. Top ground ball to second. Altuve up with it, throws out Jagiello at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down, Mark Payton steps to the plate. Payton hitting .254 on the season with a home run and 3 RBIs. Liner to right field, gets down for a base hit for Payton. He'll be on at first base with 2 down for the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons 0 for 1. Fly ball to left. Kendrick under it, puts it away for the last out here in the top of the 5th. The Reds go down. They strand a runner, fail to score. They trail the Cubs 5-0 after 4.5 in Chicago. Leading off for the Cubs, the catcher Cameron Rupp. Rupp 0 for 2. Ground ball to second. Albies up with it. Throws out Rupp at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down, Adam Duvall stands in. Duvall 0 for 2. Pop up in foul territory. Profar sells underneath it, makes the catch for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Adonis Garcia steps to the plate, the third baseman 1 for 1. Garten delivers. Ground ball down to third base. Profar up with it, throws out Garcia at first. And the Cubs go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th. They lead the Reds 5-0 after 5 here in Chicago. Leading off for the Reds, Ozzie Albies. Albies 0 for 2. De Leon strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Lewis Brinson steps to the plate, the center fielder 0 for 2. De Leon strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Jurickson Profar stands in. Profar 1 for 2. Fly ball to short left field. In on it, Kendrick. He puts it away for the last out here in the top of the 6th. And the Reds go down 1-2-3. They trail the Cubs 5-0 after 5.5. Leading off for the Cubs, Jose De Leon. De Leon 1 for 2. Garten strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Andrew Toles steps to the plate. Toles 0 for 1. Ground ball down to second. Albies up with it. Throws out Toles at first base for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Wilmer Difo stands in. The shortstop is a perfect 3 for 3 on the day with 3 RBIs.
Strike 3.
Garten strikes him out to end the inning. Cubs go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. They lead the Reds 5-0. How many pitches does Garden have? 29. He's probably going to get tired here. All right. Michael Felice has most of a full tank of gas. We'll put him in next since we're basically out of this one. Aaron Judge to lead off for the Reds in the top of the 7th. The right fielder 0 for 2.
Strike 3, you're out.
De Leon strikes him out to begin the inning. 1 down. That brings the pitcher spot Ryan Garten to the plate. Who are we going to pinch hit? We'll pinch hit Adrian Gonzalez. Actually, this is probably a terrible idea. It's basically the only thing I can do with him. I think he's 0 for the season as a pinch hitter. But we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. Adrian Gonzalez, the pinch hitter. He's hitting .268 with 24 home runs and 66 RBIs. Ground ball to second. Altuve up with it. Throws to first, but not in time. Gonzalez on an infield single. He'll be down there at first base with 1 out for the catcher, Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 2. Hard hit ball back up the middle. Base hit for Hernandez. The Reds now have runners at first and second with 1 out for the first baseman, Eric Jagiello. Jagiello 0 for 2. Well, if we make this close, maybe I'll get Glover up. De Leon plunks Jagiello. The bases are now full of Reds for the left fielder Mark Payton. Payton 1 for 1 today. Gonzalez at third. Hernandez at second. Jagiello at first. 1-2 pitch to Payton. Liner to left field. Gets down for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score on the single. Jagiello moves up to second base. And the Reds now trail the Cubs 5-2 in the top of the 7th. Runners at first and second. Andrelton Simmons at the plate. The shortstop 0 for 2. 1 out in the inning. De Leon delivers the 2-strike pitch. Strikes out Simmons for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Ozzie Albies steps to the plate. Albies 0 for 3 today. Ground ball to short. Defoe's only play is to first. He throws out Albies, and the Reds are retired here in the top of the 7th. They score 2 runs. They now trail the Cubs 5-2 after 6.5. All right. All right-handers for the Cubs. I hate to burn anybody important. We'll get Bobby Wall up. Leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 7th, the second baseman, Jose Altuve. Altuve 0 for 2. New pitcher for the Reds, Coda Glover. Glover 1-0 with a 3.42 ERA. He struck out 52 batters in 47 and third innings pitched. Ground ball down to third. Profar up with it. Throws out Altuve at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The right fielder Andrew McCutchen stands in. McCutchen 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and a walk. Ground ball to second. Albies up with it. Throws out McCutchen at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The left fielder Howie Kendrick stands in. Kendrick 0 for 3. Line shot to left field. Over to catch it is Payton. He lays out for it. Steals probably extra bases from Kendrick to end the inning. Cubs go down 1-2-3. They trail the Reds 5-2 after 7 here. They lead the Reds 5-2 after 7 here in Chicago. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the 8th, Lewis Brinson, the center fielder, 0 for 3. He'll be facing the new Cubs pitcher Jordan Walden. Walden 2-3 with a 3.93 ERA. Struck out 89 batters in 73 1/3 innings pitched. 3-2 pitch to Brinson. He draws a walk. Oops. He'll be on at first base for the third baseman, Jurickson Profar. Profar 1 for 3 on the day. Looper in foul territory. On the left side of the infield, Garcia out, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The right fielder, Aaron Judge, stands in. Judge 0 for 3.
Strike 3.
Walden strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Let's check Walden's splits real quick. Right-handers are actually hitting better against him. But if I'm going to pinch hit with anybody, it's going to be Heimer Candelario here. Pinch hitting for the Reds, Heimer Candelario. Candelario hitting .246 with 16 home runs and 63 RBIs. Walden delivers the 1-2 pitch. Looper to right field, gets down for a base hit for Candelario. Brinson moves up to third on the play. And the Reds now have runners at the corners with 2 outs for the catcher, Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 1 for 3. Walden delivers the 2-2 pitch to Hernandez.
Strike 3. You're out.
Strikes him out to end the inning. The Reds threaten in the top of the 8th. They fail to score. They trail the Cubs 5-2 after 7.5. New pitcher for the Reds, Bobby Wall. Wall 6-4 with a 3.39 ERA. Struck out 84 batters in 71 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Cubs catcher Cameron Rupp. Rupp 0 for 3. Liner left center field, base hit for Rupp. He's on at first base with nobody out for the first baseman, Adam Duvall. Duvall 0 for 3. Duvall works a walk. The Cubs, it was a 4-pitch walk. Cubs now have runners at first and second with nobody out for the third baseman, Adonis Garcia. Garcia 1 for 2. Oh my lord. Wall has walked, the bases loaded for the pinch hitter Tyler Austin. Austin hitting .163 on the season with 3 RBIs. New pitcher for the Reds, Michael Felice. Felice 1-4 with a 5.2 ERA. Struck out 26 batters in 27 2/3 innings pitched. He checks the runners, delivers to Austin at the plate. Liner to center field, gets down for a base hit for Austin. Runner scores from third. Cubs still have the bases loaded for Andrew Toles. Nobody out in the inning. Duvall at third, Garcia at second, Tyler Austin at first. Felice delivers to Toles, ground ball to first. Jagiello goes to second. No relay by Simmons. Cubs score another run. They now lead. Well, I was going to have Felice finish the game, but apparently that's not going to happen. I'm going to have to eat up my entire bullpen. How tired is Stumpf? 79%. We'll let him finish up. 1 out. Cubs now have runners at the corners. New pitcher for the Reds, Daniel Stumpf. Stumpf 2-0 with a 2.59 ERA. He struck out 38 batters in 48 2/3 innings pitched. He's trying to steal on me with a 5-run lead. Oh, you know what happens when you steal on somebody with a 5-run lead. Take your base. Base is low now for the Cubs. 1 out in the inning. Fly ball to center field. Runner tags up from third. Brinson throws him out trying to score, and the Reds get out of the inning. Cubs score 2. They now lead the Reds 7-2 after 8. New pitcher for the Cubs, Jandel Gustave. Gustave 2-2 with a 3.93 ERA. He struck out 38 batters in 34 and a third innings pitched. He'll be facing the first baseman Eric Jagiello. Jagiello 0 for 2. Jagiello works a walk. He's on at first base with nobody out for the left fielder Mark Payton. Payton a perfect 2 for 2 on the day with a couple RBIs. High deep drive for right field for Payton. It's not coming back. And the Reds have cut the lead to 3 on the Mark Payton 2-run home run. It's now 7-4 here in the top of the 9th. It's suddenly become a save situation, and the Cubs have a new pitcher, Dan Jennings. Jennings 7-3 with a 3.89 ERA. He struck out 81 batters in 76 and a third innings pitched. He'll be facing the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons 0 for 3. Weak pop-up on the infield. Shortstop Defoe makes the catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down, Ozzie Albies steps to the plate. Albies, the second baseman, 0 for 4. Top ground ball down to first. Duvall up with it, tosses to Jennings, who covers, but Albies beats it out. He's on at first base with 1 down for the center fielder Lewis Brinson. Brinson 0 for 3. Jennings delivers. Liner to second. Altuve picks it off for the second out of the inning. Albies back to first. 2 down now. Jurickson Profar at the plate. Profar 1 for 4. Liner to center field, gets down and back to the wall for Profar. Albies into third on the play. Profar into second. Reds now have runners at second and third with 2 down for the right fielder Aaron Judge. Judge 0 for 4 today. Has a chance here to come up with a big hit. Tops a ground ball to second. Altuve up with it, throws out Judge at first. And the Reds lose here in the top of the 9th to the Cubs 7-4. Well, we made a little bit of a game of it. We're still in first place. Let's see, I'm going to end the day. Let's check the standings. Pirates lost, which doesn't, make me happy or anything. I would have preferred to win that game. Win out the season would be nice. And I think I'm on the preseason prediction. Man, I'm having troubles today. The preseason prediction of 87 wins. I think it was 87 and 75. That's kind of disappointing to me. I would prefer to, kind of beat the prediction. That means that I haven't really had much impact in the decision-making I've made. Although the prediction was based on the team I had. I've been missing Christian Yelich the last couple months. Mike Clevenger's been out of the rotation, so is Luis Perdomo. So, you know, it could be that I saved the I saved the season. I don't know. I like to think I did, but it could be luck. It could be that, you know, the team was just this good. Who knows? But we're going to play our last game today. All right. I could start Norris. Who else is ready? John Gray's ready. He's hot at the end of the season. I guess I'll go ahead and start Norris. We'll get him one more start before the playoffs. I'm probably going to use Tyler Skaggs as my second in the rotation during the playoffs anyway. So we'll go ahead and give Norris this start in the last game of the season. Hopefully he can win his 13th game. Lucky 13 on the season. All right. Danny Salazar, very good pitcher for the Cubs. Batting splits, lefties are a little bit better. 721 OPS. So we're going to start our lefties. Albies with a rough game. 1 for 5. I don't know. He's hitting 307, 344 on base percentage. He can steal bases. We'll keep him up at the beginning, top of the lineup. Brinson's been struggling. I don't know if I should keep him in the 2-hole or not. Aaron Judge had a rough game. I like Mark Payton. We might play Payton today. We'll play Payton today. We'll have Brinson bat down the lineup a little bit. Fisher was 1 for 2. Jagiello 0 for 2. We'll play Heimer Candelario. Play him at first. He's not experienced there defensively, but he should be able to do a decent job. We'll bat Brinson 9th. We'll see how this lineup goes. Welcome to Wrigley Field in Chicago, where the Chicago Cubs are hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Starting today for the Cubs, Danny Salazar. Salazar with an 11-7 record on the season and a 3.45 ERA. He struck out 220 batters in 200 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Reds' second baseman, Ozzie Albies. Albies hitting 307 on the season with 9 RBIs. 1-2 count to Albies. Liner past the second baseman Altuve into right field for a base hit. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the right fielder Mark Payton. Payton hitting 290 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Albies gets the green light at first. 0-1 the count. They put the run and hit on. Albies takes off for second base. Liner back up the middle. Base hit for Payton. Albies into third on the play. The Reds now have runners at the corners with nobody out for the third baseman Jurickson Profar. Profar hitting 288 on the season with 10 home runs and 53 RBIs.
Strike 3.
Salazar strikes out Profar for the first out of the inning. 1 down, Oscar Hernandez stands in. Hernandez, the catcher, hitting 265 with 13 home runs and 53 RBIs. Ground ball to second. And it's a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. Reds leave a runner in scoring position. They fail to score in the top of the first. No score in Chicago. Pitching today for the Reds, Daniel Norris. Norris with a 12-12 record on the season, a 3.18 ERA. He struck out 173 batters in 184 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Cubs shortstop Jonathan Villar. Villar hitting .258 with 17 home runs and 73 RBIs. Liner past the first baseman into right field for a base hit. Villar's on first with excellent speed for the second baseman Jose Altuve. Altuve hitting .303 on the season with 19 home runs and 79 RBIs. Norris checks the runner Villar, delivers to Altuve at the plate. He walks Altuve, and the Cubs now have runners at first and second with nobody out for the first baseman Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo hitting .249 with 24 home runs and 85 RBIs. Trying to steal third, and he's going to be in there, Villar. Cubs now have runners at the corners. Altuve takes off for second. He's in there safely. Cubs now have runners at second and third. Still nobody out in the inning. Rizzo at the plate.
Strike 3, you're out.
Norris strikes him out for the first out of the inning. One down. Andrew McCutchen stands in. The right fielder hitting .263 with 19 home runs and 67 RBIs. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws out McCutchen at first. Villar scores on the play. Altuve moves up to third. Cubs now have a runner at third base with 2 outs for the left fielder Howie Kendrick. Kendrick hitting .240 on the season with 2 home runs and 22 RBIs. Norris delivers. Liner to center field. Altuve is going to score on the play. RBI single by Howie Kendrick, and the Cubs now lead at 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Kendrick at first. Cameron Rupp stands in. The catcher hitting .206 with 6 home runs and 13 RBIs. Liner to center field. Brinson over makes the catch. And the Cubs are retired here in the bottom of the first. They lead the Reds 2-0 after 1 here at Wrigley Field. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the second, Derek Fisher. Fisher hitting .231 with 5 home runs and 18 RBIs. Ground ball through the right side of the infield. Base hit for Fisher. He's on at first base with nobody out for the first baseman Heimer Candelario. Candelario hitting .247 with 16 home runs and 63 RBIs. Fisher gets the green light, takes off for second base. And they gun him down. 1 out in the inning. Candelario at the plate. Salazar strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The shortstop Andrelton Simmons stands in. He draws a walk. He'll be on at first base with 2 down for the pitcher Daniel Norris. Norris hitting .190 on the season with a home run and 2 RBIs. Ground ball to short. Villar takes the short route to second to retire Simmons. And the Reds are retired here in the top of the second. They trail the Cubs 2-0 after 1.5. Leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the second, Adam Duvall. Duvall hitting .248 with 17 home runs and 46 RBIs. Hard hit ball past the shortstop into left center field for a base hit for Duvall. He's on at first base with nobody out for the pitcher Danny Salazar. Salazar gets the bunt down. Only play is to first. Duvall moves up to second on the play. Oops. Cubs now have a runner in scoring position with 1 out for the center fielder Andrew Toles. Toles hitting .258 with 5 home runs and 53 RBIs. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws out Toles at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Jonathan Villar steps to the plate. Villar 1 for 1. Looper to left center field. Gets down for a base hit for Villar. Runner's trying to score. Throws off line. Duvall is able to score on the play, and the Cubs now lead 3-0 in the bottom of the second. Villar moves up to second on the air. Cubs have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for the second baseman Jose Altuve. Altuve Drew a walk earlier today. Looper to right field. Peyton's able to make the catch in foul territory. And the Cubs are retired here in the bottom of the second. They score another run. They now lead the Reds by 3 after 2. Center fielder Lewis Brinson to lead off for the Reds here in the top of the third. He drew a walk earlier today. High deep drive to left field. I think he got all of that one. It's not coming back. And the Reds have cut the lead to 2. It's now 3-1. Nobody out in the inning. The second baseman, Ozzie Albies, steps in. Albies 1 for 1 on the day. Liner to left center field gets down for a base hit for Albies. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the right fielder, Mark Payton. Payton 1 for 1. Albies gets the green light. They put the run and hit on. Albies takes off for second base. And he's out. I'm running into lots of outs here. I guess I shouldn't be so aggressive on the base pass. 1 out now. Peyton at the plate. Salazar delivers. Hard hit ball down to first. Rizzo up with it. Tosses to Salazar, who covers. 2 outs in the inning now. Brings Jurickson Profar to the plate. Profar, the third baseman, 0 for 1. Pop up on the infield. Rizzo puts it away for the last out here in the top of the third. And the Reds are retired. They score a run. They've cut the lead to 2. They now trail the Cubs 3-1 after 2.5. Leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the third, Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo 0 for 1. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the right fielder, Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen 0 for 1. Fly ball to left center field. Gets down for a base hit for McCutchen. The Cubs will now have runners at second and third on the McCutchen double with nobody out in the inning for the left fielder, Howie Kendrick. He's good. I like how he's good. Kendrick at the plate, 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI. Norris checks the runners Rizzo and McCutchen delivers to Kendrick. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it, throws out Kendrick at first. Rizzo scores on the play. McCutchen has to stay at second base. Cubs have a runner at second base with 1 out for the catcher Cameron Rupp. Rupp 0 for 1. Ground ball to second. Albies up with it, throws out Rupp at first base. McCutchen moves to third on the play. He's now 90 feet away with 2 outs for the third baseman, Adam Duvall. Duvall 1 for 1. Ground ball to third. Profar throws it away at first. Runner McCutchen scores from third base. And the Cubs have taken a 5-1 lead on the error. Duvall at first, the pitcher Danny Salazar at the plate. Salazar got down a sacrifice in his first at-bat. He strikes out here. It's a wild pitch. Salazar moves, goes to first on the strikeout. Duvall moves up to second base. Well, I guess I'm supposed to lose today. New pitcher for the Reds, Dan Altavilla. Altavilla 5-2 on the season with a 3.48 ERA. Struck out 94 batters and 67 in the third innings pitched. He'll be facing the center fielder Andrew Toles. Toles 0 for 1. Liner to left field, base hit for Tolles. Runner Duvall scores from second. And the Cubs now lead the Reds 6-1. That brings the shortstop, Jonathan Villar, to the plate. Villar, a perfect 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Ground ball down to third base. Profar takes the short route to second. And mercifully, the bottom of the third inning ends for the Reds. They gave up 3 runs. They now trail the Cubs by 5, 6-1 after 3 here at Wrigley Field. Oscar Hernandez to lead off for the Reds here in the top of the 4th. He's 0 for 1. Hit past the second baseman into right center field for a base hit for Hernandez. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the left fielder Derek Fisher. Fisher 1 for 1 today. Fly ball to right center field. Going back on it, McCutchen, he makes the catch on the track for the first out of the inning. 1 down, Heimer Candelario steps to plate. Candelario 0 for 1. Top ground ball back towards second base. Villar up with it, throws out Candelario first for the second out of the inning. Hernandez moves up to second on the play. There are now 2 outs in the inning. And the shortstop, Andrelton Simmons, stands in. Simmons drew a walk in his first at-bat. Top ground ball back up the middle. Altuve up with it, throws out Simmons at first. And the Reds go down here in the top of the 4th. They strand a runner, fail to score. They trail the Cubs 6-1 after 3.5. Dan Altavilla into his second inning of work could be facing Jose Altuve, the second baseman, 0 for 1. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the first baseman, Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo 0 for 1. Liner to right field, but Albies had him played that way with the shift. He picks it off for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Altuve still down at first base. Andrew McCutchen at the plate. McCutchen 1 for 2 with an RBI.
Strike 3.
Altavilla strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Howie Kendrick at the plate. Kendrick 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Ground ball is short. Simmons takes a short route to second. That cuts down Altuve, and the Cubs are retired here in the bottom of the 4th. They lead the Reds 6-1 after 4. Pinch hitting for the Reds, Eric Jagiello. Jagiello hitting .222 with 5 home runs and 14 RBIs. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the center fielder, Lewis Brinson. Brinson 1 for 1 today with a solo home run.
Strike 3.
Salazar strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Ozzie Albies steps to plate. Albies a perfect 2 for 2 on the day. Looper to left center field, gets down for a base hit for Albies. Jagiello moves up to second on the play. Reds now have runners at first and second with 1 out for the right fielder Mark Payton. Payton 1 for 2. Ground ball to second. 4-6-3 is the double play. And the Cubs get out of the inning. Reds strand a runner, fail to score. They trail the Cubs 6-1 after 4.5. New pitcher for the Reds, Koda Glover. He'll be facing the Cubs catcher Cameron Rupp. Rupp 0 for 2. Glover 1-0 on the season with a 3.35 ERA. Struck out 52 batters in 48 and a third innings pitched.
Strike 3. You're out.
Strikes out Rupp to begin the inning. 1 down. Adam Duvall steps to plate. Duvall 1 for 2.
Strike 3. You're out.
Strikes out Duvall for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The pitcher, Danny Salazar, stands in. Salazar 0 for 1 with a sacrifice. Glover strikes out the side. Cubs go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th. They lead the Reds 6-1 here in Chicago. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the 6th, Jurickson Profar. Profar 0 for 2. Top ground ball to second. Altuve up with it, throws out Profar at first. One down, Oscar Hernandez stands in. Hernandez 1 for 2. Liner through the left side of the infield, base hit for Hernandez. He'll be on at first base with 1 out for the left fielder Derek Fisher. Fisher 1 for 2. Fisher draws a walk. Hernandez moves up to second. Reds now have runners at first and second with 1 out for the first baseman Heimer Candelario. Candelario 0 for 2 today. Well, I guess second. I know I shouldn't pitch Strom, but it is a lefty leading off. Lefty and a switch hitter, I don't know. And I'm already trailing by 5, so it's not like I'll lose much if I give up a couple runs. Anyway, runners at first and second. 1 down, Heimer Candelario at the plate. Salazar delivers the 1-2 pitch. High, deep drive to right field. Candelario got all of that one. It's not coming back. And the Reds have cut the lead to 2 on the Heimer Candelario 3-run home run. It's now 6-4 here in the top of the 6th at Wrigley Field. That chased Salazar from the game. New pitcher for the Cubs, Mauricio Cabrera. Cabrera 1-3 with a 7.59 ERA. Struck out 9 batters in 10 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons 0 for 1 with a walk. Top ground ball to short. Villar up with it, throws out Simmons at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings a pitcher's spot to the plate. Coda Glover scheduled to hit. Doesn't have much in the way of control. Looks like you can draw a walk off of him. We'll send Mike Ford up there. He's got a pretty good eye. Pinch hitting for the Reds, Mike Ford. Ford hitting 176 with a couple RBIs. Cabrera delivers. Hard hit ball down the third base line. Duvall up with it, throws out Ford at first. And the Reds are retired here in the top of the 6th. They score 3 runs. They trail the Cubs 6-4 after 5.5 in Chicago. I'm going to try this one more time. I guess I'm stupid. But I'm going to try bringing Strom in to face a lefty. I guess it would be silly to waste Rivero. Although, you know what? I might even heat up Rivero. Alright. New pitcher for the Reds, Matt Strom. Strom 2-5 with a 7.11 ERA. He struck out 44 batters in 55 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Cubs center fielder Andrew Toles. Toles 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Strom delivers. Fly ball to left field. Fisher over. Makes the grab for the first out of the inning. 1 down. That brings the switch hitting Jonathan Villar to the plate. Villar 2 for 3 with an RBI. Strom delivers. Strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down, Jose Altuve steps in. Altuve 0 for 1. Look at that contact versus lefties. Strom delivers. Hard hit ball to the left side of the infield. Base hit for Altuve. He'll be down at first base for the first baseman Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo 0 for 2. Strom checks the runner. Altuve delivers to Rizzo at the plate. And he walks him. I probably should have brought in Rivera for Rizzo. Cubs have runners at first and second, 2 outs in the inning. New pitcher for the Reds, Jonathan Holder. Holder 4-6 with a 3.41 ERA. Struck out 79 batters in 74 innings pitched. He'll be facing Andrew McCutchen, the right fielder, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Hard hit ball back up the middle, base hit for McCutchen. Runners trying to score from second. Altuve's in there safely, and the Cubs now lead 7-4 over the Reds. Runners at first and second, 2 outs in the inning. Howie Kendrick at the plate. Kendrick 1 for 3 today with a couple RBIs. Ground ball back up the middle. Albies gloves it, takes to the bag himself. And the Cubs are retired here in the bottom of the 6th. They score a run. They lead the Reds 7-4 after 6 here at Wrigley Field. Leading off for the Reds, Lewis Brinson. Brinson 1 for 2 today with a solo home run and a walk.
Strike 3.
Cabrera strikes him out for the first out of the inning, 1 down. Ozzie Albies steps to the plate. Albies a perfect 3 for 3. Hard hit ball down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases for Albies. He's digging for third base. He's in there safely with the triple. Reds now have a runner at third base with 1 out for the right fielder Mark Payton. Payton 1 for 3 today. Cabrera strikes out Payton for the second out of the inning, 2 down. Jurickson Profar at the plate. Profar 0 for 3. Hard hit ball down the third base line. Duvall up with it. Throws out Profar at first, and the Reds are retired here in the top of the 7th. They trail the Cubs 7-4 after 6.5. Jonathan Holder into his second inning of work for the Reds. He'll be facing the catcher Cameron Rupp. Rupp 0 for 3. High deep drive to right field. And Cameron Rupp's just hit an opposite field home run off of Jonathan Holder. Cubs now lead by 4, 8-4. That brings the third baseman Adam Duvall to the plate. Duvall 1 for 3 with an RBI. High fly ball to right field, going back on it. Payton makes the catch for the second out of the inning, or first out of the inning, I'm sorry. 1 out. That brings Shin-Soo Choo to the plate. Choo pinch hitting 253 with 13 home runs and 51 RBIs. Holder strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Andrew Toles steps to the plate. Toles 1 for 3 today with an RBI. Liner to center field, gets down for a base hit for Toles. He's on at first base with 2 outs for the shortstop Jonathan Villar. Villar 2 for 4 today with an RBI. Ground ball down to first base. Candelario up with it. But Villar's going to beat it out for an infield single. The Cubs now have runners at first and second. With 2 down for the second baseman Jose Altuve. Altuve 1 for 2 today. New pitcher for the Reds, Brian Ellington. Ellington without a record on the season, a 4.91 ERA. Struck out 17 batters in 11 innings pitched. He delivers the 2-2 pitch to Altuve. Ground ball down to third base. Profar takes a short route to second. cuts down the runner Villar, and the Cubs are retired here in the bottom of the 7th. They score a run. They now lead the Reds 8-4 after 7 full here at Wrigley Field. New pitcher for the Cubs, Jandel Gustave. Gustave 2-2 with a 4.46 ERA. He struck out 38 batters and 34 in the 3rd innings pitched. He'll be facing the Reds catcher, Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 2 for 3. Big shift on for Hernandez.
Strike 3, you're out.
Gustave strikes him out for the first inning. 1 down, the left fielder Derek Fisher steps to play. Fisher 1 for 2. Fly ball to center field. Oh, it gets down for a base hit for Fisher. He's in the 2nd with a double. And the Reds now have a runner in scoring position with 1 out for the first baseman, Heimer Candelario. Runner at second base, 1 out. Heimer Candelario at the plate. Candelario 1 for 3 today with a 3-run home run. He draws a walk here. He's on at first base with 1 down for the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons 0 for 2 today. Hardy ball back up the middle. Base hit for Simmons. Fisher's trying to score on the play. He rounds third. He's in safely. And the Reds have cut the lead to 3. It's now 8-5 here in the top of the 8th. Runners at first and second, 1 down. The pitcher spot coming up. Gustave. You're going to have much better luck as a left-handed batter versus Gustave. We'll let Brandon Moss pinch hit. Pinch hitting for the Reds, Brandon Moss. Moss hitting .237 with 14 home runs and 41 RBIs. High pop-up on the infield. Infield fly rule call. Duvall puts it away to make it official. 2 outs in the inning. Brings the center fielder Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson 1 for 3 today with a solo home run.
Strike 3.
Gustave strikes him out to end the inning. The Reds score a run. They now trail the Cubs by 3. It's 8-5 after 7.5 here at Wrigley Field. New pitcher for the Reds, Bobby Wahl. Wahl 6-4 with a 3.64 ERA. Struck out 84 batters and 71 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the first baseman, Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo 0 for 2. Big shift on for Rizzo.
Strike 3, you're out.
Wahl strikes him out to begin the inning. 1 down. Andrew McCutchen steps to the plate. McCutchen 2 for 4 today with a couple RBIs. Fly ball to right field. Peyton over it. Makes the catch in foul territory for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Howie Kendrick steps to the plate. The left fielder 1 for 4 with a couple RBIs. Top ground ball back to the mound. Wall up with it. Throws out Kendrick at first. And the Cubs go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 8th. The Reds trail them 8-5 after 8 full here at Wrigley Field. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the 9th, Ozzie Albies. Albies a perfect 4 for 4 on the day. He'll be facing a new pitcher for the Cubs, Dan Jennings. Jennings 7-3 with a 3.84 ERA. Struck out 81 batters and 77 1/3 innings pitched. He delivers to Albies at the plate. The 3-1 count. High deep drive to left field. Going back on it. Oh, wow, that's out of here. It's not coming back. And Albies has just hit a solo home run here in the top of the 9th. Reds now trail by 2. It's 8-6. Still nobody out in the inning. Mark Payton at the plate. Payton 1 for 4. Let's see. Let's check Jennings. Oh yeah, I definitely want a right-hand hitter. Well, I've got Aaron Judge. I guess that makes a lot of sense. Pinch hitting and taking over in right field for Mark Payton is Aaron Judge. Judge hitting .231 with 11 home runs and 32 RBIs. Jennings strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Jurickson Profar steps to the plate. Profar 0 for 4. Pinch hitting and taking over at third base for the Reds, Yandy Diaz. Diaz hitting .202 with 2 home runs and 12 RBIs. Deep drive to right center field. Gets down and off the wall for Diaz. He's digging for third base. He's in there with a triple. He'll be 90 feet away with 1 out for the catcher, Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 2 for 4 today.
Strike 3.
Jennings strikes out Hernandez for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Derek Fisher steps to the plate. Fisher 2 for 3 today. Pinch hitting for the Reds, Albert Almora. Almora hitting .223 with 4 home runs and 32 RBIs. Diaz down at third base, 2 outs in the inning. Liner back up the middle, base hit for Almora. Yandy Diaz scores from third on the play. And the Reds now trail the Cubs by 1 here in the top of the 9th. Almora at first base, Heimer Candelario at the plate. The first baseman 1 for 3 today with a 3-run home run. Jennings delivers. Fly ball to left center field. Kendrick Sells underneath it, makes the catch. And that ends the inning and the game for the Reds. They lose to the Cubs 8-7 here in Chicago. Boy, that was disappointing. I could have put Freeze in for Candelario to pinch hit there. I don't know. Maybe it would have made a difference. I don't think Candelario... I want to check his splits real quick. He's actually a better hitter versus left-handed pitching in a small sample size. Norris had a terrible start. Bullpen was alright. I insisted on pitching Matt Strom again. That might have been my undoing. Jonathan Holder wasn't very good either. And I might have... Well, I got an achievement there. And I'm in second place now. Pirates won, they won the division. And I've got to play a wild card game to get into the playoffs. Boy, that's disappointing. I'll go ahead and finish today, see who I'm going to play. Oh, shoot! I didn't realize... Oh, I was supposed to play the game versus the Pirates. I blew Michael Fulmer on that game. I didn't realize there was a game. Oh, shoot. Adrian Gonzalez got an RBI. That's a rare occasion. Well, now I have to... Now I have to have a playing game. I had a one-game playoff. I could have won the division. I blew Fulmer on it. And now I've got... Now I got to play Miami with a number 2 starter to try to get in on the wild card. Oh, wow, that's depressing. Well, I've got one more day to rest. Let's see who I can start. I might as well go ahead and finish things. Everybody's rested except for Fulmer. Norris is not rested. I'd probably start Tyler Skaggs anyway. Well, I prefer to start Fulmer, but Skaggs would be my go-to here. Oh, Gio Gonzalez. It's a left-hander. And left-handers tend to eat me up. That's not good. Oh, pitching stats. Here we go. Opponent's batting splits. Right-handers hit a little bit better. So we'll play some right-handed hitters today. Lewis Brinson, Aaron Judge. That actually looks like a good lineup. All right, the Reds have made the playoffs here. They're hosting a wild card game versus the Miami Marlins. Starting today for the Reds, Tyler Skaggs. Skaggs 11-7 on the season with a 3.16 ERA. Struck out 131 batters and 176 and 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Marlins right fielder Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe hitting .268 with 15 home runs and 48 RBIs. Skaggs delivers the 2-0 pitch. Fly ball to left field, hangs up for Judge. He catches it for the first out of the inning. Brings the catcher Wilson Contreras to the plate. Contreras hitting .280 with 16 home runs and 57 RBIs.
Strike 3, you're out.
Skaggs strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Andrew Benintendi, the center fielder, stands in. Benintendi hitting .251 with 4 home runs and 21 RBIs. Fly ball to left center field. Judge under it, makes a catch. And the Marlins go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. No score after a half inning here at Great American Ballpark. Second baseman Ozzie Albies to lead off for the Reds. He's hitting .321 with a home run and 10 RBIs. He'll be facing the Marlins starter Gio Gonzalez. Gonzalez 10-12 with a 3.78 ERA. He struck out 172 batters in 190 in the third innings pitched. Albies with the ground ball down to third base. Healy up with it, throws out Albies at first for the first out of the inning. One down, Lewis Brinson steps to plate. Brinson playing right field today, hitting .260 with 21 home runs and 70 RBIs. Top ground ball down to first base. Brinson hustling down the line. Tella's up with it. Flips to Gonzalez, but not in time. Brinson on at first with an infield single. That brings a left fielder Aaron Judge to play. Judge hitting .228 with 11 home runs and 32 RBIs. Brinson gets the green light, takes off for second base. He's in there safely with a stolen base. He's now in scoring position with one out for Judge. Gonzalez delivers. High fly ball to center field. Under it, Benintendi. He catches it for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Brinson still at second base. Heimer Candelario at the plate. Candelario, the third baseman, hitting .247 with 17 home runs and 66 RBIs. Gonzalez delivers the 1-2 pitch. Looper to center field. Oh, Benintendi makes the catch. And the Reds strand a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first. No score after 1 here at Great American Ballpark. Leading off for the Marlins in the top of the second, Rowdy Tellez. Tellez hitting .276 with 21 home runs and 66 RBIs. Skaggs strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Ryan Healy stands in, the third baseman, hitting .299 with 28 home runs and 87 RBIs. Liner through the right side of the infield, base hit for Healy. He's on at first base with 1 down for the second baseman, Robinson Cano. Cano hitting .343 with 11 home runs and 41 RBIs. Skaggs checks the runner, delivers to Cano at the plate. Top ground ball back to the mound. Skaggs goes to second, gets the lead runner Healy. Throw to first, but not in time. Cano's on at first with 2 down for the left fielder Michael Saunders. Saunders hitting .204 with 10 home runs and 34 RBIs.
Strike 3.
Skaggs strikes him out to end the inning. The Marlins strand a runner. They fail to score, and there's no score here at Great American Ballpark after 1.5. Leading off for the Reds here in the bottom of the second, the first baseman David Freese. Freese hitting .236 with 11 home runs and 34 RBIs. Top ground ball to short. Barney up with it, throws out Freese at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down, Carson Kelly stands in, the catcher hitting .234 with 6 home runs and 33 RBIs. Hard hit ball to the left side of the infield, base hit for Kelly. He's on at first base with 1 down for the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons hitting .242 with 6 home runs and 43 RBIs. They put the runner in motion for Simmons. He tops a ground ball down to third base. Healy up with it, throws out Simmons at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings the pitcher Tyler Skaggs to the plate. Skaggs hitting .211 with 4 RBIs. Fly ball to left field. In on it, Saunders. He makes the catch, and the Reds are retired here in the bottom of the second. They strand a runner in scoring position. They fail to score, and there's no score after 2 at Great American Ballpark. Leading off for the Marlins here in the top of the third, Darwin Barney. Barney hitting .276 with 4 home runs and 28 RBIs. Ground ball down to third base. Candelario puts it in his pocket. Barney's going to have an infield hit. He's on at first base with nobody out for the pitcher Gio Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting .121 this season with a home run and 5 RBIs. Skaggs throws over to first and picks off Barney. Reds now have 1 out in the inning. Gonzalez at the plate. Skaggs delivers to Gonzalez. Strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The leadoff hitter Hunter Renfroe steps in. The right fielder 0 for 1. Skaggs strikes him out to end the inning. Marlins go down in the top of the third. No score after 2.5 here at Great American Ballpark. Leading off for the Reds in the bottom of the third, Albert Almora. Almora hitting .225 with 4 home runs and 33 RBIs.
Strike 3.
Gonzalez strikes him out for the first inning. One down, that brings Ozzie Albies to the plate. Albies 0 for 1. Looper to right field, gets down for a base hit for Albies. He'll be on at first base with 1 down for the right fielder Lewis Brinson. Brinson 1 for 1. Green light for Albies. Takes off for second base. He's in there safely. They throw it into center field. Albies is able to move up to third on the play. He's now 90 feet away with 1 out in the inning for Brinson. 2-1 to count to Brinson. Hard hit ball down to first base. Tellez up with it. Flips to Gonzalez, who covers. Albies scores on the play. And the Reds now lead the Marlins 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. 2 outs in the inning. The left fielder Aaron Judge steps to the plate. Judge 0 for 1. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base with 2 down for the third baseman Heimer Candelario. Candelario 0 for 1. Liner down to third. Healy picks it off. And the Reds are retired here in the bottom of the third. They score a run. They've taken the lead 1-0 over the Marlins after 3. Leading off for the Marlins, Wilson Contreras. Contreras 0 for 1. Skaggs delivers. High deep drive to left field. Contreras got all of that one. He's just tied it up. It's 1-1. That brings Andrew Benintendi to the plate. Benintendi 0 for 1. Tendi 0 for 1. Ground ball to second. Albies up with it. Throws out Benintendi at first for the first out inning. 1 down. Rowdy Tellez steps in. Tellez 0 for 1. High deep drive to left field. Going back on a Judge. He makes the catch on the track for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Ryan Healy steps in. The third baseman 1 for 1. Ground ball to second. Albies up with it. Throws to first. Healy's retired. And the Marlins go down in the top of the fourth. They score a run. They've tied it up 1-1 after 3.5 here at Great American Ballpark. David Freese to lead off the bottom of the fourth for the Reds. He's 0 for 1. Liner left field, gets down and back to the wall for Freese. He's into second with a stand-up double. And the Reds have a runner in scoring position with nobody out for the catcher Carson Kelly. Kelly 1 for 1 today. Gonzalez delivers. High deep drive to right center field. Renfroe makes the catch. The runner Freese has to stay at second base. 1 out in the inning now. Andrelton Simmons at the plate. Simmons 0 for 1. Liner to center field. Gets down for a base hit. Freese rounding third, trying to score. He's in there safely. And the Reds have taken a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. RBI single for Simmons. He's on at first base with 1 down for the pitcher Tyler Skaggs. Skaggs 0 for 1. He lays down a bunt. Plays to first. Skaggs is thrown out. Simmons moves up to second. Reds now have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for the center fielder Albert Almora. Almora 0 for 1. Top ground ball to second base. Cano up with it. Throws out Almora at first. And the Reds go down here in the bottom of the fourth. They score a run. They now lead the Marlins 2-1 after 4. Robinson Cano to lead off for the Marlins here in the top of the 5th. Cano 0 for 1. Ground ball down to second. Albies up with it. Throws out Cano at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Michael Saunders stands in, the left fielder 0 for 1.
Strike 3, you're out.
Skaggs strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Darwin Barney stands in, the shortstop 1 for 1 today. Skaggs strikes him out to end the inning. Marlins go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 5th. They trail the Reds 2-1 after 4.5. Ozzie Albies to lead off here in the bottom of the 5th. Albies 1 for 2. Liner to right center field, gets down and back to the wall for Albies. Albies digging for third base. He's in there safely with the triple. And the Reds now have a runner 90 feet away for the right fielder Lewis Brinson. Brinson 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Infield in. Ground ball past the first baseman into right field. Base hit for Brinson. Albies is going to score on the play. And the Reds take a 3-1 lead over the Marlins here in the bottom of the 5th inning. New pitcher for the Marlins, Chad Qualls. Qualls 0-3 with a 9.35 ERA. He struck out 15 batters in 17 in the 3rd innings pitched. Runner at first base, nobody out. Aaron Judge at the plate. Judge 0 for 1. Ground ball to second. Cano puts a glove on it, but he's got nowhere to go. All hands are safe. Judge gets an infield single. Brinson moves up to second base. Runners at first and second. Nobody out in the inning for the third baseman, Heimer Candelario. Candelario 0 for 2. High, deep drive to right center field for Candelario. He got all that one. It's not coming back. And the Reds have taken a 6-1 lead over the Marlins here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Still nobody out. David Freese steps to play. Freese 1 for 2. Qualls delivers. Hard hit ball back up the middle. Base hit for Freese. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the catcher Carson Kelly. Kelly 1 for 2. Liner to left center field. Base hit for Kelly. Gets back to the wall. Freese into third base. Kelly into second. Still nobody out in the inning, and the Reds have runners at second and third. The shortstop, Andrelton Simmons, stands in. Simmons 1 for 2 with an RBI. They give Simmons the free pass. That'll load the bases for the pitcher, Tyler Skaggs. Skaggs 0 for 1. Fly ball to left field for Skaggs. Runner Freese tries to tag up and score. He's in there safely. The Reds now lead 7-1 over the Marlins here in the bottom of the 5th. Runners at first and second, 1 down now. Albert Almora at the plate. Almora 0 for 2.
Strike 3.
Qualls strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Ozzie Albies stands in. Albies 2 for 3. Top ground ball down to third. Healy up with it, throws out Albies at first. And the Reds are retired here in the bottom of the 5th. They score 5 runs. They now lead the Marlins 7-1 here in the wild card game, and after 5. Leading off for the Marlins, the pitcher's spot, they'll have Miguel Andujar pinch hit. Andujar hitting .227 with a home run and 8 RBIs. Skaggs delivers, strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Hunter Renfroe stands in, the right fielder 0 for 2. Strikes out here for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Wilson Contreras stands in. Contreras 1 for 2 with a solo home run. Wow, high deep drive for Contreras. He's taking Skaggs deep for the second time in this ball game. It's now 7-2. The Reds lead the Marlins. Well, I don't think there's any reason to let the Marlins get back into this. We'll get the bullpen back up. Andrew Benintendi steps in. The center fielder 0 for 2. High deep drive to left field. Benintendi has gone offage for a solo home run. And the Marlins now trail the Reds 7-3 here in the top of the 6th. Two down, Rowdy Tellez stands in. The first baseman 0 for 2. Ground ball down to second. Albies up with it, throws out Tellez at first. And the Marlins are retired here in the top of the 6th. They trail the Reds 7-3 after 5.5. Lewis Brinson, the leadoff for the Reds here in the bottom of the 6th. He's 2 for 3 today with a couple RBIs. Top ground ball to second. Cano gets a glove on it. Has nowhere to go with it. Brinson on with an infield single. He's on at first base with nobody out for the left fielder Aaron Judge. Judge 1 for 2 today.
Strike 3, you're out.
Strikes out here for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Heimer Candelario steps to plate. The third baseman 1 for 3 today with a 3-run home run. Line shot to left. Oh, nice play by Saunders. Steals extra bases from Candelario. The Reds now have 2 outs in the inning for the first baseman David Freese. Freese 2 for 3. Freese draws a walk here. Brinson moves up to second. Reds now have runners at first and second with 2 down for the catcher Carson Kelly. Kelly 2 for 3 today. Hard hit ball down to third base. Healy picks it off. Marlins get out of the inning. Reds strand a couple. They fail to score. They lead the Marlins 7-3 after 6 here at Great American Ballpark. New pitcher for the Reds, Dan Altavilla. Altavilla 5-2 on the season with a 3.41 ERA. He struck out 95 batters in 68 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Marlins third baseman Ryan Healy. Healy 1 for 2. 1-1 pitch to Healy. Liner back up the middle, base hit. He's on at first base with nobody out for the second baseman Robinson Cano. Cano 0 for 2.
Strike 3.
Altavilla strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down, still a runner at first base. Michael Saunders at the plate. Saunders 0 for 2. Hard hit ball to second base. Goes 4-5-3, the double play. It says 4-6-3, but that was the third baseman. 4-6-3 double play. The Reds get out of the inning. And the Marlins trail them 7-3 after 6.5. Now pitching for the Marlins, Jarrell Cotton. Cotton 13-11 on the season with a 4.14 ERA. He struck out 186 batters in 193 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Red shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons 1 for 2 with an RBI. Liner back up the middle into center field. Base hit for Simmons. He's on at first base with nobody out for the pitcher spot, Dan Altavilla. Let's see, Jarrell Cotton, batting splits. Lefties are a little bit better. We'll let Adrian Gonzalez pinch hit here. Pinch hitting for Dan Altavilla, Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting .268 with 24 home runs and 67 RBIs.
Strike 3.
Cotton strikes him out here for the first out of the inning. One down, Albert Almora steps to plate. Almora 0 for 3 today. Liner to left field. Saunders didn't have to move much for that one. He makes a catch for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings the second baseman Ozzie Albies to the plate. Albies 2 for 4 today. They put the hit and run on for Albies. And he pops it up. Healy sells underneath it, makes the catch. And the Reds are retired here in the bottom of the 7th. They lead the Marlins 7-3 after 7 here at Great American Ballpark. New pitcher for the Reds, Bobby Wall. Wall 6-4 on the season with a 3.59 ERA. He struck out 85 batters in 72 2/3 innings. He'll be facing the Marlins shortstop Darwin Barney. Barney 1 for 2. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it, throws out Barney at first for the first out of the inning. One down, the pinch hitter Chris Carter. Be hitting for Jarrell Cotton. Carter hitting 203 on the season with 11 home runs and 39 RBIs. Wall delivers. Shift on for Carter. He grounds to third. It's thrown away at first. Carter on the air. Marlins now have a runner at first with 1 out for the right fielder Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe 0 for 3. High deep drive to left field for Renfroe. Judge makes the catch on the track. Long line out for Renfroe. Carter has to go back to first. Now 2 outs in the inning. Wilson Contreras at the plate. Contreras 2 for 3 today with a couple solo home runs. Wall delivers. Ground ball back up the middle. Base hit for Contreras. The Marlins will now have runners at first and second for Andrew Benintendi. Benintendi Benintendi 1 for 3 on the day with a solo home run. New pitcher for the Reds, Felipe Rivero. Rivero 5-1 in the season with a 2.05 ERA. He struck out 80 batters in 74 2/3 innings pitched. He checks the runners Carter and Contreras, delivers to Benintendi at the plate. Ground ball down to first base. Freese takes to the bag himself. And the Marlins are retired here in the top of the 8th. They trail the Reds 7-3 here at the wild card game at Great American Ballpark. Leading off for the Reds in the bottom of the 8th, Lewis Brinson. Brinson 3 for 4 today with 2 RBIs. He'll be facing a new pitcher for the Marlins, Jonathan Broxton. Broxton 6-2 with a 3.89 ERA. He struck out 76 batters in 69 1/3 innings pitched. Liner to left field gets down for a base hit for Brinson. He's on at first base with nobody out for the left fielder Aaron Judge. Judge 1 for 3 today.
Strike 3, you're out.
Strikes out here for the first out of the inning, 1 down. Heimer Candelario steps to plate. Candelario 1 for 4 today with a 3-run home run.
Strike 3, you're out.
Broxton strikes him out for the second out of the inning, 2 down. That brings David Freese to the plate. Oh, I don't have the depth I once had. Well, I guess I won't be pinch hitting for Freese. Two outs, runner at first base, Freese at the plate. I'm going to go ahead and try to steal second here. Brinson, gets nipped at second. And the Reds are retired in the bottom of the 8th. They lead the Marlins 7-3 after 8 here at Great American Ballpark. Rivera only has a third of an inning pitched. Tellez is a lefty. I'm going to go ahead and let Rivera pitch to Tellez. Leading off for the Marlins in the top of the 9th, Rowdy Tellez. Tellez 0 for 3. Rivera delivers. High deep drive to right field. Going back on it, Brinson makes the catch deep in the corner on the track for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Ryan Healy to the plate. Healy 2 for 3. Top ground ball back to the mound. Rivera fields it cleanly, throws out Healy at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Brings Robinson Cano to the plate. Cano 0 for 3.
Strike 3.
Rivera strikes him out to end the game. The Reds have beaten the Marlins in the wild card game, and they're going on to the playoffs. "7-3 is the score. Good start by Skaggs. He kind of fell apart there towards the end, but all right. In spite of my ineptitude and completely missing the fact I had a playoff game for a chance to win the division, we did manage to win the wild card game. We have another day off before we start the series versus Washington. If we'd won the division, I don't know if we'd be playing Washington. Washington was the team with 95 or so wins. So we'll finish today. We're ready to start our series versus Washington. Fulmer's ready to pitch, so I used Tyler Skaggs in the play-in game, but I've got my ace to start with. I've got Norris and Gray. So things should probably be all right for me in the playoffs here. But I'm going to end it there for today. See y'all later.